All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I got to get all my ducks in a row here and get us pulled up on my phone so I can follow along any questions that we have. Heidi Foy with Bullfrog Creatives. And for those of you that maybe have not seen what we're doing here, I don't even know. A few weeks back, there was an interest in getting some information out about college rodeo with the CNFR being canceled and kind of the environment changing a little bit. So I decided to start this College Rodeo 101. We have since then profiled numerous college rodeo programs and coaches. Monday, we talked about some different scholarship opportunities, which, little reminder for you all, today is the deadline for those, so don't miss that. And here we are now with another guest today, the rodeo coach from the University of Wyoming, Mr. Bo Clark. So we have been doing some catching up. Man, I can't tell you how crazy it is, how small the rodeo family is, how small and how big it is. So Bo actually went to high school with my cousin in Montana and knows my aunt and uncle real well. And now he's in Wyoming. I think you landed in a great place, although I have to tell you, never did I even know that snow could fall straight down until I got to Montana. So I know you're experiencing something completely different now.
Yeah, no, but we absolutely love Wyoming. It's such a rural state, and those rural values are so strong here across the entire state. And so, um, this is a perfect fit for our family and what we believe in, and we feel completely at home in
That's
Wyoming and have embraced that. And Wyoming has welcomed us, and I think a lot of rodeo people, like our students, feel that too. That Wyoming just has open arms for rodeo athletes, so it's been a great fit being here.
Yeah, Bo, something we've talked about on some other, well, I think when I talked to the MSU coach, that was my first experience in Montana having two 4-year colleges. Like I grew up and the team you rooted for was the University of Wyoming. There was no, I mean, there's no divide in the state. And so does it feel a little different for you coming from that area?
Uh, Yeah, I mean it's a little different, but the great thing is at the University of Wyoming is we are one university in the state of Wyoming, and so it's literally support from all four corners of the state
Mhm.
that rally behind UW and the Cowboys, and so it's an awesome, and for rodeo being the cowboy state, and rodeo is such a huge part of Wyoming in general with CFD and high school
Mhm.
national finals, college national finals, Cody Night rodeo. This state just values rodeo at such a high level, and then one university, the support we get is unbelievable, and I think it's a great experience for our students too, because what they do is valued by the community, the university, the state of Wyoming, and it makes it feel like a big time college athletic program that is really important. It's not just a you know, some situations rodeo is a club sport or
Mhm.
whatever, but here at the University of Wyoming, our logo is a bucking horse, and people like that, and so makes it a unique experience for our students.
Yeah, definitely. I would agree with that. I mean, I think I always felt the support no matter where I was. And even though I didn't rodeo for UW, I still felt the support in Montana from my home state. So I think that's definitely true. Um, so for those people that are not aware of the University of Wyoming or Wyoming in general, but why don't you just start off talking about where the college is located, where y'all are located, and maybe tell us a little bit about the community.
Yeah, we're in Laramie, Wyoming. It's a great size of a town. There's 30,000 people in Laramie. The university is, I think, maybe around 12,000 students. This community feels like there's it's a university town, and there's a lot of agriculture, which that's the world that we live in. So that's kind of our experience day in and day out. You're either with the college or when you're around the community. Um, there's just such a strong presence of ranchers around here, and that rural lifestyle and Western heritage. So it's a comfortable place for, obviously, a lot of rodeo students are coming from small town rural
Mhm.
America, and to come here is a neat fit because we have restaurants and things to do, and the athletic stuff with the college, but it takes literally 10 minutes to drive from one end of town to the other, and you're back in the country. So um, yeah, that's kind of Laramie in a nutshell for us.
That sounds good. Talk to me a little bit about campus life. One of the one of the questions that I had, just because I remember having to deal with this myself, was maybe about are there any requirements for incoming freshmen? Do they have to live in the dorms? Can they live off campus? I mean, what are our housing options?
Yeah, for incoming freshmen, they are required to live in the dorms. There's some situations where they can live off campus, but for the most part, they're asked to live in the dorms.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know. Our students, they're on campus. We their day starts early here. It starts at 5:30 in the morning, 3 days a week. Our students work out, which is in the high altitude performance center, the same weight room that all the other athletes use. That's something that is unique for our program here. They have their own strength conditioning coach and then athletic trainers. They work out, they go to class. A lot of the students, when you talk about housing after their freshman year, a lot of them find apartments
Mhm.
or houses around town to live in. And I think they enjoy that aspect too, of just kind of taking that next step in their life and getting out on their own that much more. But yeah, they go to class in the mornings and we try and get them done with school by 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. They come to our indoor arena and practice. Practice goes uh, from really our barn is open from 11 in the morning till 6:30 at night. So they have a full day here.
Yeah, that sounds great. I know that was one thing we were able to take advantage of in Missoula was having access to the weight room and the training facility. And man, you're young and you don't think that you really need to kind of go to that training room and get that attention, but I can tell you it definitely paid off in the long run for me. So it's a real good asset to have for your program.
Yeah, I think, you know, being a year, I've been at the University of Wyoming. This was my second year, and about within January, February, when we started practice again at the end of January for the spring semester. And I can remember specifically watching the boys tie fresh calves, and those calves are on the end of it and kind of wild. And our
Hmm.
kids, their feet move so well and they're just athletic. And I think that's where I really saw it starting to pay off for this program. And we don't have a lot of injuries here, but I think our kids get an opportunity and are required to work out. So they're maybe a little stronger, a little more athletic. And, um, you know, in the women's events too, I think I've seen it pay off for them all. So we're excited to have that opportunity here.
Yeah, it really is a benefit, um, for sure. They may not see it now, but they will later when they're able to keep the stamina when others can't. So talk to me about some, I mean, obviously UW is a 4-year institute, so there's tons of different degree seeking programs, but maybe just highlight a few that some kids that are in your program now, maybe that are going through those programs.
Yeah, we know, you know, our team, there's about 50 students on our team, right around there. Traditionally, around 48%, 45 to 48% are in the College of Ag, whether it's animal science or ag business, um, ag communications. And then the rest of them, the other half of our team, they're spread out all over campus, a lot in the, you know, health fields. And but we've had students in the art programs, we have students in engineering. It's kind of whatever. I don't know. There's not one, you know, there's one university. A lot of colleges make up that university. And we have students all over campus, which it's neat too, to just that many different personalities and interests. And, you know, rodeo is the thing that connects them all, but they all pick and choose a thing that they see as a career for them later in life and
Mhm.
have the opportunity here to go pursue a lot of different options.
So something that I just learned, we had Julie Howard, who is the wife of the late George Howard, who coached there at UW. I had her on Monday talking about the memorial scholarship that they hand out. And afterwards, we still kept talking. Um, it's funny because it's been so long since people have seen other people face to face. It was like I don't know, we talked for a while, but Julie was saying that the University of Wyoming women's team that won the national title, I think she said 2007, 3 of the 4 have just completed their PhDs.
Yeah. No,
So,
that's what
I mean,
a
I would say that's unreal. Those are some amazing statistics.
yeah, and we feel like it all goes hand in hand, honestly. If the students that, you know, we want them to do well in the classroom and the arena, and that team is very special. They did really well in the arena and won a
Mhm.
national championship, and then for all those girls to go on and be that successful just speaks a lot about where you know, the opportunities are here with this program, but also those girls and what they took advantage of with their opportunities. And the University of Wyoming is extremely proud of them. So
Yeah,
we
well,
hope.
I know that was before you, but it still speaks very highly of the program in general.
That's one of the things that's so neat to be a part of this program is the storied tradition that our
Hmm.
rodeo program started back in 1940. Is 40 or 41? I have an old program in my office, and that's 80 some years of college rodeo at the University of Wyoming, and all the people that have been through this program and then gone on to be extremely successful in a ton of different fields. It's a it's it's neat to just see all the different connections and where people are that rodeoed here in the 60s and 70s and 80s. And so we're really proud of our alumni, and yeah, hopefully our current students will go on and follow their lead and be successful and make an impact in the communities that they end up in as well.
Yeah, for sure. So we've kind of dabbled around everything, but specifically the program. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the program? Some things that have come up: practice facility, stock. Where do I board my horses? If I'm coming there in the fall, what am I going to do with my
Yeah.
furry friends? So just go ahead and take it away.
When we talk about our program, we want to win in three areas. One, the first thing that is really important to us is the classroom. The second thing is the community. And then the third thing is obviously the rodeo arena. The neat thing about the University of Wyoming is there are tons of resources on campus to ensure that all students have a lot of support to get through biology or math or riding labs, whatever they need there. And then being a part of an athletic team like rodeo, you have that extra support from coaches to try and encourage our students to stay on track and stay on top of it. And the academic thing is really important to this program, and our students have done a great job. The last 2 years, our team GPA has averaged above a 3.0,
Oh,
and we have
wow.
kids. And then there's a handful that stay and get a master's degree and take advantage of that opportunity with college rodeo. So we couldn't be more proud of our students, how hard they work in the classroom. And then obviously the community, every rodeo program wants to have the right people. Wyoming's such a small state, and and like I kind of touched on, the rural values are so important to Wyoming that it's important we bring in the right kind of people who have great attitudes and make really good choices. And we've been lucky there too. In 2 years, just we've had great success with how our people are perceived on campus and in the community. And then the third thing, a lot of effort here goes into the rodeo aspect of it. We have a full-time assistant rough stock coach, Heath Ford. He's which is unique for college rodeo, that his job is to support the rodeo program and recruit and coach all three rough stock events. Um, we I don't want to get too far ahead, but we're working really hard on doing that for the women as well. That's something that I hope will happen. I can't promise it yet, but it's something that
Hmm.
we see in the future here. Um, as far as practice, we have an indoor and outdoor arena, and we practice. Like clockwork from the first day school starts. Our practices open up and they go through Thanksgiving in the fall, 5 days a week, and then in the spring we start in end of January when school starts, and then go through May, which is traditionally our college rodeo season. Practice is here. Everything is pretty structured. I think that comes from my background a little bit playing college football. There's 100 kids on the team, and it had to be very structured. But here our students work out 3 days a week in the morning. They go to school. Our barn is open at 11 in the morning, and our students always receive a schedule. They know it by heart, but every day they get a schedule of what we're working on or what events we're doing, and it stays very consistent throughout the year. Um, but we indoor outdoor arena. The university buys 100 or not. We'll buy between 90 and 100 calves for the fall and spring semester. We have a lot of kids that a lot of breakaway ropers and a lot of tie down ropers. So we'll buy a lot of calves. We keep about 70 steers at the University of Wyoming all year, around 30 bucking horses, and 20 goats and 10 bulls. We tell the students all the time, if there's something you need to be successful, we're going to work our tails off to go get it. So you have every opportunity to be successful in the arena. The horse boarding, it just a week ago, or not even a week ago, but last Thursday, everything got approved to build a 800 some $1,000 facility for horse boarding at the University of Wyoming. So our students will have boarding literally right out the door of our practice arena where they can leave their trucks and trailers at our facility all year. Their horses will stay there. So we're really excited about that because that's something we haven't had at the University of Wyoming. And yeah, facilities. Heath Ford and I, we've been working hard to build pipe pens for bulls and steers, and we've gotten some people stepped up and donated some pipe and cable and a lot of support from the community. So we're working hard. We're always going to be working hard to improve our facilities, and there's a lot of animals to take care of. So we need to have a good setup.
Man, so many things are running through my head. I think first and foremost, the structure um, is key. I mean, I really feel like that. I'm a structure person, so that speaks to my personality, and it may not speak to everybody's, but just knowing that it's operated like another collegiate level sport, that's very very appealing, and may not be appealing to some kids, but maybe for others. You know, if there are other multi-sport kids or athletes that kind of thrive in that same environment, like the football team and stuff. I mean, I think that's great. That would have definitely been helpful for me. And then talk to me also, what's the timeline on the horse boarding?
For when it will be completed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're hoping it'll be completed, but when school starts, but
Okay.
it's a big project, and I'm sure I could see it going, a couple weeks or even a month into the school year. But it'll be exciting that there will be hopefully horse boarding for around 100 horses at the University of Wyoming sometime next fall. So
Oh my gosh, I know, Casper College is going to be opening up their new facility, and they've got the same thing to offer, and it's such a huge benefit. Part of the reason and part of the kind of history behind Bullfrog Creatives is my experience and the support that I received from all the people that I kind of crashed in their driveways for so long. And um, so it was hard, but then once I found my home, it was good. I got the support that I needed. But to know that you already have those things in place just takes the stress off for sure.
yeah, and we'd like to think that our goal is this is a high standard, high expectation program
Mhm.
from the classroom to the arena. It is demanding on our kids that they're expected to practice pretty much year round here, which
Mhm.
we're also very lucky. We don't have to twist their arm. They show up wanting to get better every single day, and they have that opportunity. But to put out that much effort in school and rodeo, in our almost every rodeo facility, there's some distance that it's a little bit away from campus, so you're driving back and forth. And now for them not to have to go hook up and get horses and come to the arena and take them back, we're just hoping it saves them time and makes it easier on their life and financially easier and the whole deal. So
Well, I mean, that's just it. If you're, even if you're only boarding your horses 15 minutes from the practice pen, it's still going to take you 45 minutes to get back and forth, and you still got that extra time. So, I can see that it takes the focus off of the other things and kind of allows them to focus on what they're there for, school, and to get in that practice pen and get better. So, um, I'm kind of bouncing around a little bit, but I'd love for you to talk a little bit about the type of kids you're looking for, because I know definitely after hearing about the structure in your program, it's not going to be for everybody. So I'm interested in what kind, I don't know, when you're recruiting, what are you looking for?
yeah, one of the first things that we have to look at is just academically and see,
Mhm.
if they're a senior coming out of high school, kind of, we do look at the ACT score. We put quite a bit of weight into that because we want to set them up to be successful here. And then their high school GPA. We look for kids who did lots of things in high school and can handle a full daily schedule.
Mhm.
So a lot of the kids on our team, they played football, basketball, track. They did every sport. They're an FFA. They might have been class president. And when they transition from high school to college, they're used to being busy, the entire year. And
Mhm.
they like being busy and want that because it's slow, from high school to college is a big transition. You don't have three sports plus rodeo. And now you're pretty much focused on rodeo and
Mhm.
school. Your school schedule's different. It's not just mom and dad getting you out the door at 7:30 or to school at 7:30 and someone's holding your hand till 4 o'clock. Here, Monday you might have two classes, and Tuesday you have one or whatever. So we need to find kids that are self starters or self motivated and driven to be successful. And then obviously in the arena, we look for kids that are talented, but we also look for kids that have a burning desire to do whatever it takes to be successful. I think Heath Ford's background, he went to the NFR in the bareback riding 3 times. I was able to get to go to the NFR one time in the steer wrestling. And our lens that we look through when we look at the sport of rodeo, it's focused. It comes from that level of competing. Everything we kind of do is we're relating it to our experience when we were at that level. Mm-hmm. So that gets put onto our student athletes as well, as there's a high standard and expectation that this is what it truly takes to be very, very successful in rodeo. And that's not for everybody either. And so we need to find kids that are, they want that kind of environment and culture where people are always really pushing hard to be the very best. We've been lucky the last 2 years. We've had great, unbelievable kids come through here that embrace all those challenges, and then it's paid off. They've won the region, both men's and women's team, the last 2 years. And I wish we would have got to go to the college finals this year, because we would have been taking very competitive teams that were well prepared and had put in a ton of work for moments like that at the college finals. So.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much. So that kind of is a good lead in for, with Monday being our focus on Monday was with scholarships and kind of some opportunities that are out there. Are you done recruiting for the upcoming season, or, are there any open spots available? And I know rodeo is a little bit different, but I also know there is a limit to the funding. So do you have any scholarships available? Kind of talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I will. Recruiting never stops. I mean, it's all the time. We're always talking to people and trying to, and yeah, I mean, we're getting towards the end of it for sure, just because we've already signed some great freshmen and some transfer students that we're really excited about. Plus we return a team, and that kind of put a kink in recruiting too for everybody, because there's a number of kids that got awarded an extra year of eligibility. And it worked out pretty well for us, the kids that wanted to take advantage of that and either come back or needed to come back. Sometimes it can be hard to finish a bachelor's degree in 4 years. So it worked out really well for us. So, but yeah, well, there's always opportunity here, and we're always recruiting. We're always looking for the right fit at the University of Wyoming. So if there's people out there interested, I'd encourage them to reach out and we can visit them.
Yeah, definitely. So when you're recruiting, obviously there's going to be some kids that maybe you've had your eye on, but something that we've been talking about, especially since last Wednesday, we talked about kind of what you should do if you're in high school. What's your first step? I'm going to guess what your answer is, but I'm going to go ahead and ask it anyways. If there's a kid that maybe isn't on your radar and that person reaches out to you, I mean, what happens? What does that do in your mind? If you have a student athlete that's already that's reaching out to you, how does that change your process, your thinking a little bit?
Yeah, and when people show interest in coming here to any school, you're going to be that much more excited than if you're trying to talk somebody into or really sell the program. But my advice to the high school kids or transfer students even is just be proactive. And rodeo people they're some of the best people in the world, and they're going to open the door for you. So don't be afraid to pick up the phone or send an email and reach out. We actually just got a new recruiting software that helps us stay that much more organized with our recruiting. So it's pretty simple. If someone lets us know they're interested, we send them a survey, and that just kind of asks for some contact information and general questions. And then they go right into our system, and we can message, text, email, kind of manage it. So
kind of like a contact management system, basically.
Yeah, it is. It's awesome for our program, because there's a lot of, that system allowed us to be, there's not a lot of them, but there's some freshmen, there's some 8th graders that are on that list that have showed interest, or their parents, and we want to just keep them in the loop the next few years. So
it's a great program.
There's a lot, and that's the thing for high school kids. Remember, as college coaches, you got your team that you're managing and working with, but then there might be 100, 200 other kids that are reaching out to us. So be proactive and reach out. And we also, every kid we recruit, we encourage them to look at other places, whether it's to go look at Montana State or
Mhm. University of
Casper.
Montana.
Well, I don't know if
I
I've
guess.
ever, I was a Bobcat, so I don't think I've ever encouraged anybody to look at the University of Montana, but
Easy.
I know. But yeah, look around and look at the different opportunities because everything's structured so different.
Yeah.
Casper College and Jet is gonna be structured different than we are, and Jet, I mean, he's a good friend and does a great job, and their structure is different, might fit somebody better, and this is structured different, might fit somebody else better. So
Yeah.
because when we get them here, we want them to feel comfortable and be excited about being here and truly want to be a part of this because it's a lot of work at the University of Wyoming.
Yeah, I mean, it's poignant in my life. So in my day job, I'm a real estate agent. There's tons of real estate agents, but not everyone is going to be a fit for you. So I think it's really similar in that there's lots of great rodeo programs. You just got to find the right structure, the right program, uh, heck, even the right coach. You got to mesh with that coach real well too. So yeah, definitely encourage everyone to ask questions and
Yeah,
yeah, do your due diligence.
yeah, for sure.
So we do have, I will say that at the peak of our live Facebook viewing, you have gotten the most live Facebook views. So go Pokes.
Go Pokes.
We do have a question. One gal, man, I feel like she's my top fan on Bullfrog Creatives. Elena Copeland out of Canada. It always asks the same question. So I was just kind of waiting for it. She wants to know if you're requiring SATs for Canadians coming into the fall season, and then also y'all have an environmental engineering program there.
Yeah, boy, I wouldn't know. I would think we have something environmental engineering.
Yeah.
I would bet that we do, but I don't know for sure. That's something we just have to look at. A good place to go is just Google University of Wyoming, and it's pretty easy to explore the different colleges and degree programs. Um, and then I think SAT, ACT. They have to have one of those scores, and maybe with um, the Canadian students, there's another test or something they evaluate. I'm not sure exactly.
So I do know, well, I assume that there's probably an international studies kind of a department that will kind of handhold through that process. Elena, you can probably reach out to that program and then also check out the website. But my guess is a lot of the colleges, they've waived that SAT requirement for Canadians
Yeah.
due to COVID. That may or may not be the same for the state of Wyoming, but obviously it's something that I can do some research on and try to get back to you on that one, Elena.
Yeah,
So
no, if they look up, my information's right on our website and it's on the college rodeo website. So if people have questions, don't hesitate to send an email or call and
perfect.
help them get through there.
Well, man, I've gone through my list of questions. Is there anything you want to add?
No, thanks for doing this. This has been neat. It's been neat for me too to get on and listen to some of the other coaches and hear about their programs and different things. So
Yeah, people are giving away their trade secrets.
yeah, no, it's man, I guess the one thing I would add it for students out there looking at college rodeos, the Central Rocky Mountain region is it's awesome. We recruit as a region, a big area that there's kids from all the surrounding states around Wyoming and Colorado, so Nebraska and the Dakotas, Montana, Utah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of schools. The coaches in this region, Jet Johnson was a world champion, and Marvin Garrett, that helps at Gillette, was a 4-time bareback riding world champion. And Seth Glaus at Cheyenne won second in the world, went to the NFR 4 times, and Heath Ford and Lindsey Sumner with Wade Sumner. Wade went. So when you're married to an NFR guy, Lindsey, she was right there along the whole deal and probably knows more about steer wrestling than a lot of us. But it's an extremely competitive region. I know last year at the college finals, the first round, 5 of the 9 events were won by kids in our region. So Yeah, I'd encourage all the high school and transfer students to take a look at the Central Rocky Mountain region, and I think it will really help prepare them for the next level of rodeo after college. And we tell our kids all the time, if you can be very successful in this region at our regional rodeos, you're going to have a good chance, and you're going to be very well prepared to compete for a national championship at the CNFR. So
Yeah,
it,
definitely.
yeah, it's fun
Mhm.
for us. We love how competitive it is, and all the great programs and good coaches. So
So
keep us on our
we've
toes.
got one more question on Facebook, and then how far is your farthest rodeo?
Uh, about 5 hours. You go in the fall. We go to Lamar, Colorado, is about 5 hours south, and in the fall we also go to Sheridan, which is 5 hours north. But I let Cheyenne's 45 minutes, CSU's an hour, Casper's a couple hours. So everything we're pretty centrally located, which makes it nice.
Yeah, that was the downfall of rodeoing in Missoula because everything was far.
Yeah, you got to go east a
Yeah,
long.
everything was far. So one more question we have from Leanne Borman. Do you does most of your recruiting, and specific to you, I might have to write this one down, but does most of your recruiting happen at like Little Britches Nationals, IFYR, high school finals? I mean, where are you doing most of it?
Yeah. I've been to the high school finals the last couple years, and we'll continue to go back and be a part of that. But it's hard too because those kids are there to do the. I mean, they're there to
Mhm.
compete and hang out with their friends, and grandma and grandpa are there, and they're so busy. So you kind of want to give them their respect and let them. But you
Yeah.
also, if you have an opportunity to make a connection with a potential rodeo recruit, you want that as well. IFYR is kind of a ways for us to go down to Oklahoma. Um, or no, that'd be Shawnee's in Oklahoma. Is that the IFYR too? Is it the same, Shawnee?
I'm not real sure. I didn't ever do Little Britches when I was growing
Yeah,
up. So
and Little Britches. I mean, I think it's awesome all the opportunities with rodeo and kids, but they're a ways away from college. So a lot of our recruiting is just trying to reach out to all the connections we have and follow the different states and high school rodeo. And um, yeah, we're just I don't know. We're trying to turn over every rock we can to find students that would fit and want to be here and work hard. And
well, and
um,
I think that just kind of you hit the nail on the head as far as really encouraging those kids to reach out because it really is impossible for you to go everywhere.
yeah, yeah, it's hard to see, every one of them,
Mhm.
and so I don't know. Yeah, the more they reach out, the more it helps us and probably helps them as well. So
Yeah, for sure. So, this is probably one of our longer conversations coming up on 35 minutes. So I'll kind of do a wrap up unless there's anything else you want to add.
no, thanks. This has been great. I hope yeah, shoot. I hope people have enjoyed it a little bit, and if they want to reach out, again, Google UW Rodeo or look on the College Rodeo website, and our contact information is there, and answer any questions people have. So thanks for doing this.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you. I think I crossed my wires and had the wrong date and sent you the wrong date. So I appreciate your patience with me on that one. Apparently, I'm not supposed to be a homeschool mom. So kids need to
No,
go back to school.
no, it worked out great for us. So no,
Well, thank you very much. So I want to thank everybody that has tuned in live. This is a great showing for live. Share this video. If y'all know high school kids that are coming up through the ranks, share it out and get some information out there for them. The goal of the whole College Rodeo 101 was just to make sure that the information is getting out where maybe it is a little bit different this year. So thank you so much for tuning in live. Thank you for your questions. We greatly appreciate the interaction. If you're watching this on the rewatch, hey, post your questions still, and I'll try to come back around. If I can't answer it, I'll get Mr. Clark back on here, and he can answer those questions for you. Let me take a look at our schedule. On Friday, we've got Ron Scovely. I knew I was going to say his name wrong, from South Dakota State University. We will be taking Monday off. So don't forget, Monday is Memorial Day. And then next week, we'll have Kaylee Moyer from Frank Phillips College, and we'll round out the week with Brandon Edwards. So we've got a couple more weeks of interviews scheduled. And I just got another message from a college in the Big Sky region for for a time slot. So we'll keep scheduling them as long as the coaches keep reaching out. So again, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you tuning in. Again, ask your questions. If you are looking at a specific college or you want information about a specific college, shoot me a message and I'll try to get them on board. If I can't, just know that I tried. I reached out. I know it might be possible that some of these rodeo cowboys aren't on Facebook. That is possible. So I can try to do some other things about that, see if I can get them on Zoom anyways. So again, thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you, Coach, and you guys have a good day.
Yeah, thanks, Heidi. Appreciate it.